What's that? So, um, we're starting this thing off. And when I say this thing, I mean this month. With first of all, my birthday. Second of all, with me talking about Terrifier, which I just watched for the first time. Did I enjoy the movie? Uh, yeah, I did. Was it pretty gross? Yeah. What was my favorite gross part? Um, Probably when Art is like, sawing, what's her name? Dawn in half. Okay, so not like that whole part, like that part was pretty gross, but the part when he was like towards the head, when he was like trying to cut through her skull, which he didn't get to do because, he had to go and finish off Tara. Like, that was so sick, and I was like, ugh. You know what I mean? But on top of that, like, okay, when this dude pulls out a gun to shoot Tara, I was like, that's not even fair, man. But then I was like, well, he was already on the wrong side of the freaking law anyway, right? So I really did not expect that. And when it happened, I was like, dude, that's not even that. And then after a while, I was like, well, I guess it does make sense. You know what I mean? And there was like a game between him and Tara, right? Like when they were at the restaurant and like he's like staring at her and not paying any attention to Dawn really, right? And like she's also staring back and I'm like, okay, that kind of is already telling us like this is going to be this intense thing, That's going to be the intense relationship in the movie. At least from what I got, right? And it was. Cause like he sits her down once he captures her, and he's gonna like torture her. He's already like psychologically torturing her when he's like puts her head back, has her neck like exposed. And I'm sorry, but it ties into this. Recently, I've been listening to like some Kanye West that I used to listen to back in the day, right? And there's this song, I'm going to put the title right here. And in it, he says, when I grab your neck, I touch your soul, or some shit like that, right? I can't even remember. But like, that's exactly what it reminded me of. And I was like, dude, that is so, like, such a sensitive part that you just don't want anyone to grab, you know what I mean? So when he puts like a saw to her, I was like, dude, that's some messed up shit. But what do you expect? Um, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Or like what I also really liked was this the wind sounds in the beginning. There's like two big scenes where they show like on the street like the leaves rustling, right? Oh, I don't know. That was just such a mental turn on for me. I was like, that's cool, man. Anyway, and I mean, of course, Tara's downfall was that she just didn't get rid of that dude. You know what I mean? Like, she had it right here in her hands. She had it in her hands. And she didn't do it. She was like, get up. And, of course, like, it's an emotional thing, so you can't even blame her, right? Like, she watched him like really off her friend, and that was so messed up. So for her to be like, get up, bro, like, I'm gonna beat your ass, when she was doing that, I was like, yeah, girl, I get you, but why don't you try to make sure that you like really really knock him out, that way you can get out. I guess it doesn't matter, but that was my train of thought there. So it was an enjoyable movie that really makes you think like, no, dude, don't do that. And then the ending, come on. Very enjoyable. The ending really got me. Okay, like the two things that really got me were like, okay, wait. Let's go back up. Let's go to the restaurant scene. Okay, I just want to point out when they have the jack-o'-lantern, right? Just like sitting there on the counter. Like, I'm sorry, that was cinema, right? Just because it reminded me of Halloween. But yeah, I thought that was so cute. And I mean, two more things, and then I'm done. But when that homeless lady is talking to Art, and he's like holding Emily, and she's like, "Do you know? Have you ever known the love of a mother?" And I was like, "Oh." And then when she like hugs him, and he starts like sucking his thumb, and I'm sorry, I know he's like a terrible entity. You know what I mean? We see all his bad things, right? And he thinks they're funny and everything, and that's just like so sad. But like when she hugged him and he like turned into a little ball, I'm sorry. I really felt some empathy there for Art. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he just never had a mom that loved him. You know what I mean? But yeah, and then the last thing was of course the ending, which I thought was something else. I was not expecting that. Okay. When he pulled that gun out and did the job before the cops were able to do that to him, um, I was like, you coward, you know? But then when we see him in the body bag and like the end and like all the lights are flickering and like the radios and everything and all this stuff is happening, I was just like, I didn't know this was gonna be like a supernatural thing too. I'm excited to see the second one. I'm excited to see Chris Jericho in it, and I will keep you updated on when that happens. Peace.